Hey guys, for this video today, there is a topic that I've wanted to do a video about, and it's kind of it is, but it isn't. It's not a news video, but it's more of an opinion video. And truth is, I have wanted to do this video for a while, and it's actually been about a good year since I've started thinking that I should do this video. So I've had this video idea on my list of to-do videos for quite a while, to be quite honest. And for this video today, which actually will be my second video today, to be honest, it is August 13th, 2019 as I'm filming this, and just before I went out, I filmed my extra Blackhawks jersey news video and shared my thoughts. An extra collar design mock-up that I saw on the internet recently that I thought was actually a pretty good idea, and I think it would have been a better choice for Chicago rather than the half-finished collars they're going with now. Plus, in that video, I talked about how the Hurricanes may just be going with an away jersey that has that new Canes word mark going diagonally along the front, like what the Rangers have on their classic sweaters, or jerseys, whatever you call them. And anyways, for this video today, what I will be doing is I will be sharing my thoughts on how I feel Adidas has done as the NHL's jersey manufacturer over the past couple of years, from 2017 to now, 2019. And I think this will be a video that you guys find is interesting, because for me, I've got to be honest, I definitely feel it's an interesting topic, because Adidas has brought in more changes than I had hoped in terms of the actual appearance of the hockey jersey itself. After 2 years, looking back, I can honestly say that we have got some decent changes from Adidas. And I want to make sure that, I mention those, because here's the thing. Adidas has done some good things, but overall, I still feel like they haven't done very many good things. Most of the things they've done, in my opinion, have not been for the better. First off, those collars are horrible. Whether you're a team that's done the Adi Zero collar style right, like Edmonton and New Jersey, or even St. Louis, or teams like Chicago that have not been able to do the collar right whatsoever. Teams like them, Vancouver, Toronto, even the Winnipeg Jets with their home jersey, and the Rangers with their home jersey as well. I hate how they have the random monstrous collar insert that's one color. The Islanders' home jersey, in my opinion, is one of the worst offenders of the Adi Zero collar. And, to be honest, I feel like their home jersey collar either looks like a tie on like a suit and tie type of tie, or, in my opinion, it looks more like a G-string or a thong. And that's not a compliment. I mean, that collar design in general is hideous. I hate the big monstrous pentagon insert. I hate those big fat oversized collars. And I hate how they're not even V-necks anymore. They're crew neck. They're terrible. They just look bad. I mean, during the Reebok Edge era, and I'm not saying that Reebok was the greatest company in the world for NHL jerseys, because they had some real bad doozies as well. And, even though I would tell you that Reebok was better than the Adidas era has been so far, I will say this. Reebok did have some bad jerseys. Look at Calgary. Look at Colorado. Look at the Flyers. Look at Pittsburgh. I mean, they had so many horrible uniform redesigns back in 2007. And I know it's easier to judge a company that's been making uniforms in the league for a decade over a company that's only been in for 2 years. But I can say this. The collars that Reebok had were far superior to Adidas so far in every way, shape, and form possible. in my opinion at least. Another thing I don't like about Adidas, excuse me, is how templated every uniform is. We're no longer in a hockey jersey world where the template is based on the design. It's now a situation where the designs are based on the template. Everybody has to have the Adi Zero template, or as they call it, the Adi Zero uniform system. I mean, why couldn't they have come up with multiple different templates like we had in Reebok's era, where there's a template for teams that have a shoulder yoke like the Oilers. There's a shoulder yoke for teams like the Carolina Hurricanes and the Minnesota Wild, who have had road jerseys with squared off shoulder yokes. Instead, everybody has the same shoulder yoke where it's got an extra little bit of fabric to make the shoulder yokes round. And so far, when I look at rounded shoulder yokes on teams like, say, Edmonton and Boston, I notice that they're bigger and clunkier than before. And I don't like that. Like during the Reebok Edge era, the shoulder yokes were actually a decent size. Now they look like they're a bit oversized. That's something I'm not a fan of. And also the NHL shield. I do not like the ChromaFlex shiny shields at all, whatsoever. I thought the muted felt material was terrific. I thought it was absolutely fine the way it was. Even the material that they used in the final couple of years of the Reebok Edge era for their replica jerseys was a great material for the NHL shield as well. But now they've got that shiny rubbery material and it's just not good. I do not like those shiny shields. And with those big round collars, they almost remind me of bling. Like it's like they're trying to make it look like it's kind of like a fashion accessory collar or something, where it's kind of got a bling effect to it. And it's not for the better. I don't like it. Then on top of that, we have the perforated numbers. I don't know about you guys. I know some people are impartial to them, but I think they look hideous. I don't care what Adidas says. I do not like the look of them. On top of that, I absolutely 100% dislike the fact that all of the waist striping now is contoured, where it's curved to follow the hem. I'm sorry, I do not like that. Like, what I think Adidas should have done is they should have at least had straight waist striping like we had in the Reebok Edge era. That's a small detail, but it's a detail that, in my opinion, makes a big difference. Teams like Chicago and Pittsburgh, teams like the Islanders and Pittsburgh especially, that have two waist stripes. Instead of them both being straight all the way around like they were during the Reebok Edge era, both of those waist stripes are warped and curved and contoured. And it just does not look good. They're even slightly contoured on the front, for Christ's sake. I'm sorry, but I just find the appearance is hideous. The shiny NHL shields, the collars. I mean, at least in the second year of the Adidas era, some of the teams have realized, okay, hey, if we're going to bring out a third jersey, we better do a better job with implementing the Adidas collar style. I mean, you see that teams like Carolina, who else am I thinking of? The St. Louis Blues and the Calgary Flames. Many teams, and the Flyers too, and the Penguins, they did a good job with the collars of their third jerseys. But you've got teams that either, now it's just a little bit of thin piping along the top. I mean, I'd rather have the Reebok Edge V-neck collars any day. And I like how the NHL shield used to just be a small extra feature behind the collar. It looked great. Reebok did a wonderful job with the collars. But Adidas, the collar insert's not even behind the collar anymore. It's onto the collar. It's just bad. And those dimpled shoulder yokes, I'm sorry. But unless the jersey's a white jersey, it does not, or a black jersey, it looks bad. And, the white ones, at least on a white jersey, it's harder to see them. And even on black jerseys, you can see it, and it's not pretty. Those dimples on the shoulders, the perforated numbers, I'm sorry. I don't know about you viewers out there, but I think it's all terrible. I mean, at least in the Adidas era, thanks to the 2 Winter Classics we've witnessed Adidas design jerseys for so far, I have a little tiny glimmer of hope, because I do think they did a really good job with their rounded collars, considering the fact that they still have a bit more of a V/crew neck shape to them. Even with the shiny NHL shield on them. The Winter Classic sweater collar that Adidas has come up with is salvageable. It's tolerable. I had absolutely zero issues. I've had 0 issues with that collar design so far, except for the shiny NHL shield. But even with that collar style, can you honestly say that those rounded collars on the 4 Winter Classic Adidas sweaters we've seen so far would not have been better if it was a Reebok rounded collar? I mean, I don't know about you, but that Blackhawks Winter Classic jersey from this past season with a white Reebok rounded collar would have been terrific. Same with Boston's jersey. Same with Buffalo's as well. And even the New York Rangers Winter Classic jersey from last year. And for the record, I felt that the Rangers Winter Classic jersey last year was horrible. That random upper chest striping along the top and was horrible. That Rangers crest silhouette as a patch on every single jersey was terrible. It would have been a great captaincy patch if that was all it was. And having a bit of navy blue underneath the waist striping, who thought that was a good idea? I mean, the rest of the jersey was fine. The red and white on it looked really good. But having the silhouette of their shield as a patch for every player, and not just for captaincy patches, that was too much. Having navy blue space underneath the waist striping was too much. It was bad. What they should have done is they should have just made it a navy blue version of their home jersey with the Adidas rounded collar style and the Rangers silhouette shield as a captaincy patch, and had the striping match the waist striping exactly like the home jersey. That and get rid of that upper chest crap too. That would have been a nice jersey had they have done that. In fact, I would have even told you that could have been a wonderful alternate uniform. But no, instead we got what we got, and as far as I'm concerned, it was terrible. It was just terrible what they came up with, in my opinion. There was no saving grace to it at all, in my opinion. I love that they brought back the 1926 Rangers wordmark script on the front of the jersey, but that was it. But, I actually heard earlier this year that there was supposedly going to be some new collar options available. Clearly, that's not the case. When you hear of teams like Chicago getting a new collar style, I was hoping for either the CCM Quick Light collar style that I've shown in past videos that the Rockford Ice Hogs, their farm team, have, or a switch to the Reebok Edge V-neck style. And instead, we got neither one of those. And it's a shame. It's really, really disappointing, as far as I'm concerned. Like, extremely disappointing. I mean, as I mentioned in my last video earlier today as I'm filming this, I mean, even if they just colored in the Pentagon insert to match the main color of each collar on each jersey, that would have been better. But no. No. Of course not. Instead, we get a half-finished collar, and it's better than what it's replacing. Don't get me wrong, I can't say it enough, but it's not good. But I look at the past couple of years of jerseys made by Adidas. I mean, I feel they did a great job with Toronto's Stadium Series jersey. I like the jerseys that they came up with for Colorado over what they replaced. Even Calgary's updated home and away jerseys are a small improvement, although they still suck. Carolina's updated home jersey is a big improvement. I'm curious to see what the new away jersey looks like, but I gotta be honest, I do have to admit, I've always liked Carolina's current away jersey design. So I'm hoping the new one's going to be good. But I'm actually intrigued by that Canes wordmark that is rumored to be going on the front of that jersey. Going diagonally like the Rangers wordmark on their jerseys. I think it could actually be really good if it's a matching version, if the jersey design itself matches the home jersey. It could be good. But I thought that team nicknames on the front was a Reebok thing, not an Adidas thing too. But basically it is what it is. But I mean, even the Golden Knights jerseys, they're, for the job for what they came up with, I felt that Adidas and the Golden Knights did a decent job. They took a totally unconventional concept of using a dark gray as a main primary color. And they turned it into something that was actually not bad. And the Golden Knights, I mean, they did the embroidery thing, and it was actually pretty cool. But then the Sharks tried it, and their jerseys now look like black practice jerseys, because you can't even see the design on their arms at all. And I find that, you look at teams that made uniform changes. So far, I don't mind the change that the Bruins made to their number and letter treatment on their jerseys. But I almost feel like I kind of like the extra outline a little better for the numbers at least. But so far, I'm happy with what they've done. But even the Bruins, they now wear black socks with their home jersey. To me, that's almost sacrilegious because, and for me, I know it's a matter of opinion, but I love the Bruins classic home jersey with gold socks. I love the bright golden yellow socks. I mean, the Bruins 12 years ago went back to a traditional design with a bit of a modern twist to it. But they wore it with gold socks, and it was a really nice home uniform. I mean, it still looks fine with black socks, but it's not the same. I thought the gold socks were really cool, and something that was distinctly Boston. And I don't like that the Bruins have changed that. Little changes like that, it's like, why? Just because you can change something doesn't mean you should. I mean, you look at the Adidas lace-up collars too, by the way. I mean, those laces don't even look like they damn well belong there as far as I'm concerned. And don't even get me started on those Adidas mock tie lace-up collars like the Flames have and the Coyotes have. They've got 3 laces, a subtle Adidas 3 stripes on those jerseys. I mean, I'll take that over jersey ads, but still, that mock tie idea is garbage. It was fine when it was 2. It actually looked good when it was 2, and when we had it on a traditional V-neck style collar. If you look at teams like even the Los Angeles Kings with their gray 3rd jersey, when it was made during the 1 year that was left in the Reebok's jersey contract, that mock tie lacing looked quite good. Now it's just, they've got that big ugly gray insert and a trio of laces. It's not the same. Even the Ducks away jersey, at the end of the Reebok era, when they switched to their current away jersey design as of this video, I thought the Reebok mock tie lacing actually made it look really good. It was a mix of tradition and modern. Modern traditional. And it actually worked. I thought it looked really good. But now, with that weird Adidas collar and the 3 laces, 3 pieces of lacing, no thank you. That was garbage. I mean, I feel like Adidas has ruined the hockey jersey in a lot of ways. And I hope that Adidas is going to come around and make improvements, and along with the rest of the NHL, because it is up to the teams to decide what they want to do with their jerseys as well. But it's Adidas that has the template that they force feed to everybody. And even the recent Vancouver Canucks uniform change that they unveiled back in June. I'm sorry, I found that incredibly mediocre. Especially that new third jersey. It's Kelly green on royal blue with no white for contrast. Great idea, and that's another thing. In the Adidas era, the days of having good contrast seem to be a thing of the past. I mean, if you look at Carolina's new third jersey, with the dark gray shoulder yoke on a black jersey, I don't know about you viewers out there, but when I'm watching a game, even on a 4K television, sometimes that shoulder yoke looks like a phantom shoulder yoke straight out of the Anaheim Ducks home jersey playbook. And it's not good. I mean, I like their new third jersey logo. But besides that, I mean, I thought their last third jersey was awesome. I mean, I agree that, it should have an extra storm square on there to make it a proper hurricane flag on a hockey stick, but still. It wasn't perfect, no. But it looked damn good. And, I'm sorry, but I just find it ridiculous. I just find some of it just totally ridiculous. And some of these new third jersey designs, like the New York Islanders one, it's the best of the new designs that Adidas has created for third jerseys. But, I could do without the orange numbers. I didn't care for them, and I didn't care for the number font they went with either. I mean, now I've recently seen this Edmonton Oilers jersey leak for their new navy blue third jersey. It's garbage. They didn't even space out the pair of little thin orange stripes on the arms. It's like they're trying to make jerseys as dark as possible. I mean, the Philadelphia Flyers Stadium Series jersey that they've now made a full-time third in Philadelphia. I mean, do I think it's good enough to be a third jersey for now? Sure. It's different. And you know what? Sometimes it's good to have a third jersey design that's a little bit different. But does that mean it's good? No. I'm not a big lover of it at all. But for a third jersey, for another year or two, I guess it's okay. I mean, I'm glad that Adidas did bring back a few third jersey designs, a lot of third jersey designs from the end of the Reebok era. Because the new third jerseys I've seen designed by Adidas haven't been that great. I mean, the Islanders one, now that jersey was actually a decent jersey. I just wish that Islanders wordmark on the back was not there and that the collar insert was actually white like the rest of the collar. And had they had done even block font orange numbers, that would have been quite nice. I mean, as a third jersey as is, it could have been a lot worse. And it's nice to actually see the Islanders have a third jersey that isn't a total write-off for a change. I think we can agree on that. Carolina's new third jersey, is it terrible? By all means, no. I tip my hat to them for the creativity that took place. They tried heathered red striping. They tried a brand new alternate logo that I actually feel now is not that bad. It's not too bad. It's kind of clever actually. I love how they've got the little silhouette of the state of North Carolina in between the two storm squares. But the jersey itself, I'm not a fan. It seems like now what you get with a new design is either a pair of stripes on the arms or just one thick stripe on the arm and then a bit of trim on the bottom of the waist, and that they call waist striping. I call it waist trim. And that's all the Oilers have on their new navy blue third jersey since it's been leaked this week. But they've got, as I say, a pair of stripes on each arm and orange waist trim. If you would just give it a solid navy blue collar and a thick orange stripe on each sleeve, it would be a navy blue Flyers jersey with an Oilers logo embroidered on the front instead. I mean, where's the creativity? I mean, even this past season's Stadium Series uniforms, that new big helmet design crap they've got going on, I would not be shocked if Edmonton elects to use that for their helmets on their third jersey. God forbid. Yeah, but it's just garbage. I mean, this whole monochrome, no white on the uniforms, no contrast, all monochrome, this and that, navy and orange. black and yellow, orange, black on orange with no white. That Flyers Stadium Series jersey this past season was one of the worst jerseys I've ever seen. Maybe even the worst. I thought it sucked. That was just garbage. I would rather the Flyers wear a jersey that had vertical piping on the front of it. I'd rather them wear that black jersey they wore in the early years of the Reebok Edge era for that game than that Orange Stadium Series uniform that they wore. And the saddest thing is, if they would have added some white accents and white stripes and stuff, that could have actually been a really pleasant uniform. It's a shame, really. The Penguins Stadium Series uniform, on the other hand, I actually don't mind it. I thought they did a decent job, considering it's just Pittsburgh gold on black with no white. It was an interesting idea, and actually I thought it wasn't totally a write-off. But, even the NHL 100 Classic jerseys, I found them both quite mediocre. Ottawa's was okay. I'm glad they made it a third jersey last year, but I'm not going to miss it. Montreal's was, I know it was meant to be more of a throwback to their original white designs from I believe the 1930s. But, adding the silver and all the years the teams won the Stanley Cup on, that's a trend that I hope never comes back. It's a stupid gimmick. And you know what? The sad thing is if the Red Wings had that top stripe on their Centennial Classic jersey on each arm be red instead of silver, like it was, that could have been a really pleasant alternate uniform at some point. Even to wear like 2 or 3 times a year. I have that jersey. I own one. But, if they would have just made that silver stripe, that top silver stripe on each arm red at the time, and that was a Reebok jersey, that would have been quite nice. But my goodness. Adidas I haven't been too impressed with. At all. Even Buffalo's 50th anniversary jersey that leaked recently, I thought it was quite mediocre. It's got too many stripes, and the gold logo just doesn't work for me at all. Another one that leaked, the Anaheim Ducks. I think their end of the Reebok era orange Mighty Ducks third jersey was good enough to bring back. And actually, looking at the collar style, I think it might even be better in an Adi Zero cut than it was during the Reebok era. How ironic, especially when I feel Reebok's been better than what Adidas has produced so far. But, I'm not a fan. I'm not a big lover of that jersey myself. I find it's got too much gold on it. I like the idea of an orange jersey for the Anaheim Ducks. Now with their Orange County inspired color scheme, it's more practical. I'd rather the Ducks wear a color than black. There's too much black in terms of jersey color for the California teams as is. Over the past 10 years, San Jose's had too many instances where they've insisted on wearing black in the playoffs. Thankfully, that's over. And even the Kings, I know they wear black at home. But in my opinion, the only team who should have a primary black jersey in California is the Kings. The Ducks, I'd like to see them get their own goddamned color. Whether it's orange or eggplant, I'll take either over the status quo. And with San Jose, thankfully, they've decided to wear teal at home in the playoffs again. Hopefully that tradition never changes again. But, there's been too many black jerseys not in Carolina, but in the state of California in the past 10 years, in my opinion. And it's time to see some more color again, which, in the Sharks' case, do I mind them having a black alternate? Absolutely not at all. It's just when they were wearing black at home in the playoffs, it was ridiculous. As for the Ducks, I think their current home jersey especially is just crap. Totally mediocre. Better than what it replaced, yeah, but not by much. It needs to be replaced. And I will take that orange Mighty Ducks jersey over that any day. And, in terms of the designs that Adidas has come up with, even the All-Star jerseys, I did not like last season's. It was the royal blue and neon green was kind of cool. But this year's were super lame. Black and white with black or heathered gray, black or white striping, depending on the jersey, and heathered gray striping. I mean, they were more traditional looking, but it doesn't mean they were good. They sucked. And every player has the logo of their own team on the front rather than the NHL shield. I guess you could say I'm a traditionalist when it comes to All-Star games, because I much preferred the NHL shield on the front. It's the only opportunity you ever get to see it. And what I don't like about what Adidas has done this year is they've basically hopped on what they've done in the NBA, putting a player's logo on the front instead of a league's logo on the front. So now they can sell them as official fashion jerseys. And now the average consumer can go, oh my God, this isn't just a fashion jersey. They actually wore this jersey. This is cool. I'm going to pick this up. So now you got people walking around with black Maple Leafs jerseys and black Montreal Canadiens jerseys and black New York Rangers jerseys. And, and I'm sorry. I just think it's stupid. And this past year's All-Star game was in San Jose. Why? I can't believe we did not get a teal jersey for that. I mean, if I were doing the All-Star jerseys, here's what I would have done. I would have left the design the exact same, but I would have put the NHL shield on the jerseys, and I would have also had a teal jersey, and I would have had an orange jersey to match the color scheme of the San Jose Sharks, if you're wondering why I picked teal and orange. Because unfortunately, the Sharks are too incompetent to realize that their jerseys with burnt orange on them are pure garbage, and that their current jerseys need to be changed. And I would also prefer if the Sharks went back to their original hue of teal from the early 1990s when they first joined the National Hockey League. That's a beautiful hue of teal. Their current teal's fine, but it's just not the same. I don't like it as much. I just don't. But anyways, and then with Adidas too, there's something else I have to get off my chest. The jerseys they sell. They sell them as pro-authentic jerseys. They're basically replica jerseys with fight straps on them. And I do not like that Adidas does that and sells that. People can't even go out and buy a team-issued, Canadian-made Adidas NHL jersey if they want to, unless they find a game-worn jersey or they find a special contact inside the inner circles of the National Hockey League in terms of jerseys. It's frustrating. I mean, although I'm not a big lover of what Adidas has done in the National Hockey League so far, would I love to be able to at some point own a team-issued Canadian-made Adidas jersey? Absolutely. Absolutely. But, good luck finding one for under $500 Canadian. Good luck. And if you find one, I'm very happy and a little jealous of you too, by the way. But still, they charge starting $200 Canadian for the retail for the Adidas Pro jersey. When the average consumer sees a fight strap, they go, "Oh my God, it's an authentic jersey! Woohoo!" Actually, no. It's an Indonesian-made jersey that's basically a replica with a fight strap embroidered to it just for the hell of it. Just to make it look, quote-unquote, authentic. And by the way, I don't even like calling them authentic jerseys anymore because I find that term authentic is so broad for people's interpretations now. I've had people say, "Oh, this jersey's not authentic," when they're telling me about a counterfeit jersey. And I'll tell you the story, and I'll try and keep it rather short. But one time I was at a flea market, and this guy was selling a counterfeit jersey. And I looked at it, and I was curious because I was looking to see if it was real or not. And once I saw how poorly stitched it was up close, I knew, oh my God, avoid this thing like the friggin' plague. But then he said to me, this jersey, it's in good shape, but it's not authentic. Yeah, I'll say it's definitely not authentic. In fact, it's not even made by Reebok. In fact, it's made by some counterfeiter, and you should not be selling that jersey. I mean, I really, really wanted to just unload on that guy and give him a lecture that my grandpa would be proud of. But I just decided, you know what I said to him? I just said, I'll think about it. I walked away and I never went back. Because, sometimes I feel like you can tell everybody the right things, but sometimes even if you tell them the right answer, they're still going to think the wrong answer is correct. I mean, sorry, that's just a little bit of a rant on my end, but, it pisses me off that if you want a replica jersey now, you have to, the replica jersey is now a Fanatics jersey, where everything's screen printed. The material feels like they're screen printed floor matting that you'd find in like a dance studio or a martial arts dojo. That's what the material feels like to me, and it's cheaply screen printed. And they're charging like over $100 a jersey. And it's piss poor quality, in my opinion. And even the Adi Zero Pro jerseys. I mean, are they better quality than the Reebok Premier jersey? Yes. All of the logos are embroidered on. But you know what? The material is nowhere near the quality of the Adi Zero team-issued jerseys. And that's coming from people that I've talked to that actually own team-issued Adi Zero jerseys that have superior quality, and it's not even remotely close from what they've told me. The difference between between the pro retail replicentic Adi crap jerseys and the actual genuine Adi Zero jerseys. And I've had people tell me that the material on them is really great. I mean, I'd like to believe that they would be of good quality, even though I hate the appearance of the Adi Zero jersey. And all the dimpled shoulders and the ugly collars and the shiny NHL shield, contoured waist striping, and the perforated numbers on some teams. I'll say this. I guarantee that the quality of the team-issued ones is probably quite good. At least that's what I want to tell myself. But, that pisses me off, too, that, you have an average Joe consumer spending top dollar on a jersey thinking it's an actual authentic jersey, which technically it is, but it's not what the players actually wear. And you know what? I would respect Adidas a lot more if they sold their jerseys without a fight strap on them. At least people would know that the fight strap jerseys are the team-issued ones. And that's the way it should be. And sadly, this trend started at the end of the Reebok Edge era with their Indo Edge jerseys, which truth is, I do own a few. And I thought that, oh my gosh, I'm getting an authentic. And I learned my lesson the hard way. They are not the real thing in terms of compared to a team issued. The difference between a team issued Reebok jersey and an Indo Edge is night and day. I love the Canadian made ones. It's not even close. The quality is so much better. And now Adidas is carrying on this trend, and it's BS. I mean, you could say what you want, but you know what? When people go out and buy these jerseys, Adidas knows that they can sell an Indonesian-made jersey rather than the actual team-issued, and it sucks. I mean, I wish that Adidas would do what Reebok did and sell their own replica. Like, instead of Fanatics and instead of Pro, have their just an Adidas Premier jersey, where the shoulder patches and the logos are embroidered to the jersey. And it's just a replica jersey. That's what I would like. Where it's a step up from the Reebok Edge jerseys, but obviously a massive step down from the team-issued jerseys. I'd rather that than what we've got now. That's for sure. But I'm just so sick and tired of this crap. I mean, most of the things that Adidas has done so far, I've found incredibly mediocre. I mean, they did a good job with the Golden Knights jerseys. The Colorado Avalanche, their new uniforms are a huge, huge upgrade. But anything could be an upgrade over the crap they wore during the Reebok era. And that's a fact. Yeah, I mean, Calgary's jerseys are a little better, but that's because their jerseys, they took a pair of absolute garbage jerseys and made them a little less garbage. They're still turds. Basically, what I'm trying to say is you can polish a turd all you want. It's still a goddamn turd. And hopefully these rumors that the Flames are going full-time retro for the 2020-2021 season are actually going to be true. Because I can almost guarantee the Heritage Classic sweater they're wearing is their white 80s throwback. And rightfully so. I think that's an absolutely spectacular sweater, by the way. Even with an Adidas collar, I think it's going to still look absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. But I'm sorry. Adidas has not been my cup of tea. There's too many things about Adidas that I just do not like. There's just too many, and I've already explained them enough times. But then, they sell these jerseys that people think are actually the real team-issued jerseys that the players wear, and they're just Indonesian-made replicas with fight straps on them. In my opinion, that's not right. And those Fanatics ones are absolute dog crap. I want to say the other word, but, I try not to use coarse language in my videos, by the way. I try not to. I mean, I'm sure most of you probably wouldn't care if I did, but I try to avoid it. I try to keep my videos, I try to make them videos that anybody can watch, at least to the best of my ability. And I can't guarantee that they're always going to be for all ears. Because the moment I say that they are is the moment that I probably have a slip up. It's usually when you try to do something that you fail, or it's like, when I try to censor myself is usually when I don't censor myself. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway, point is I really wanted to do this video for a while. I've wanted to do this for a while because I'm just sick of the crap I've been seeing. And I haven't been impressed. But anyways, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say on this matter. I mean, I know I've been talking for almost 45 minutes, but I don't regret it. It's a topic that I'm really, as you can tell, quite passionate about. And I wanted to do a video about this for a while. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it if you've watched it the entire way through. And I do apologize for taking so damn long for this video. But I wanted to just speak my mind and rant. But anyways, you guys, after 42 minutes, I'm going to call it a wrap on this video. I just hope you guys have all enjoyed this. And, of course, as always, you guys, until my next video, take care. And, of course, as usual, everyone, bye for now.